and black history.
And indeed, I love Nelson Mandela Place in Glasgow. It's fantastic. And if I may, through the honourable member, convey my congratulations to Glasgow University for recognising that it should repay the compensation they were given for the money they received at the end of the slave trade. Because it is the issue of colonial brutality that I think should be taught to our children, and the way in which the slave trade enriched the already rich in Britain. And some of our biggest companies relied on the slave trade to provide them the profits from banking and sugar. And whilst the abolitionists often... sorry, beg your pardon, yes.
I thank the Right Honourable Member for giving way. But does he not feel that by turning the curriculum into a list of all the things that Britain has done wrong to people of a certain race, they are actually distorting a history of our nation and not giving a true picture, not just of the activities of this country, but also activities of people who share my skin colour, which were not always as wholesome as people on his side want to make out?
It's not about distorting history, it's about the reality of history that should be taught. And that means understanding what the slave trade was about, what the brutality of colonialism is, and the way in which people were treated. And whilst there are many in this House who say that William Wilberforce was wonderful in his presentation of the abolition legislation in this very chamber, excellent, and that the Reverend Thomas Clarkson risked all to tour the whole country, explaining to people just how evil the slave trade was, and he showed them the accoutrements of torture that he took with him around the country. The reality is that the slave trade was abolished, and slavery was abolished by the selfless bravery of slaves who rejected it in the plantations in the Caribbean and the Americas and elsewhere. And I would want our children in our schools to understand what those people went through,